Hey everyone, this is Matt, and today I'll be doing another matchup video. This time, Dark Magician versus Heroes. So this is an interesting match. I mean, I play Heroes a lot, against Heroes a lot, especially online on EDOPro. But I wanted to showcase this video because of how interesting this match was. So, um, best of three. We do go all three games. And yeah, I will show the replay of the game where I lost, just because of how interesting I thought it was. Okay, so let's get started. So, um, game one, I actually lost the die roll, and my opponent chose for me to go first, right? So right off the bat, I thought, oh, I wonder if he has some kind of like crazy going second deck, OTK, maybe Modolches, maybe Mech Knights, maybe Heroes. There's a number that they could be. But anyway, I opened a very solid hand here. And looking at his hand's pretty good too, as you'll see as we play off. But um, yeah, this game should showcase the power of floodgates, like Gozen Match in particular. And recall that in my Gozen Match video, I specifically mentioned how effective Gozen Match is against hero decks, right? Because they have a lot of warriors. A large number of them are darks, but they still have a lot of non-darks as well. So they do have some attribute clash. Anyway, so let's see what I do here. So play Red Ice Fusion. Yep, pretty standard. Search Eternal Soul. Soul Servant will search Dark Magical Circle. So I'm now at 2 interruptions. And now with Gozen Match set, I'm at 3 interruptions. So pass. So alright, so he opens Rhoda. Alright, a few things that y'all should know. You know, because let's say I have some interruptions here. And maybe you're a Dark Magician variant, or maybe you're just a player and you like to run hand traps, unlike me, right? And maybe you have an Ash Blossom. Never blow those interruptions early, right? Typically, players will do their least interesting plays first. Like usually pot cards and searcher cards are always the first ones to be played. And because you don't know the rest of their hand, it's usually not a good idea to shotgun your negates or your ash or whatever so early, right? So, I don't know what else is in his hand. I know he plays Rhoda. Like, if I negate with Dragoon here, I think that'd be very silly, especially looking at his hand now. Like, he has tons of follow-up plays, right? So always be patient. Do not shotgun your interruptions. All right, so let's proceed. So Rhoda grabs Stratos. E-Call is going to grab Honest Neos. Great search. Stratos is going to search he searched Ferris. Yep. Also, I did not negate the Stratos. Why? Because I may have mentioned in my previous video, might have been the Goes Match one, that there's a better interruption for heroes later. So in my opinion, the best time to interrupt heroes is during the increase. So if you're familiar with the heroes combo, so this is where game knowledge comes in handy. You want your first interruption to be the moment that they activate Vision Hero Increase's effect, um, either from the back row or in the front row. Yeah, Vision Hero Increase is a major bottleneck. So that's the card that you want to stop, right? So anyway, let's proceed. So Ferris sends Shadow Mist, summon itself. So this is a chain block, right? So even if I wanted to negate Ferris, I couldn't because Shadow Mist chain blocked it. Shadow Mist grab a Dusted Gold, and Ferris will play increase. All right. So here's the point. Okay. So at this point, this is when you should start being ready with your interrupts. So Vision Hero Increase will always, for cost, will tribute a hero monster to summon itself, and when it summons itself, it summons a monster from the deck, and that monster is pretty much always Vision Hero Vion. And Vion is really good because if you read here, it says when it's special summon, send it. You basically Foolish Burial a hero, and then he has a second effect which allows him to search Polymerization. Right. So Vion is a very good card, and they always get to Vion through increase. So this is the point you want to negate, right? So let's say you don't have a floodgate or an omni negate. Then what you would do is let hero increase, and when hero increase hits the field as a monster, activates when it activates effect to search Vion to summon Vion, you want to ash that or you want to do whatever other interrupt. But in this case, I'm actually going to flip Gozen Match here because this Vision Hero increase ability to tribute a monster to summon itself is a once per turn named effect. So at this point, because I flip Gozen Match and he already has a wind, he cannot summon increase because it's a dark. So that immediately like kills his play, right? So not only does he not get Vion out, but he doesn't even get his second body out on the field. So this is so for those of you playing heroes, this is where you want to negate either the back row increase effect, or when he hits the front row and tries to summon Vion, then you negate that. Alright, so at this point, he's sort of dead in the water. So he goes in the battle phase. At this point, if he goes in the battle phase, I know he has Honest Neos in the hand. He's going to attempt to just crash into Dragoon with Honest Neos, or at least force me to negate Honest Neos with Dragoon. But instead, I opt for the play where I, interrupt with Eternal Soul and Dark Magical Circle and banish Stratos. So this is better than using Dragoon negate on Honest Neos. The reason being because if you do that, you lose an Omni Negate, which is more powerful to hold than a Soul Circle interruption, and also by banishing Stratos, that's one fewer body on the field for him to make plays, right? Alright, so let's see what he does next. So Dust His Gold is going to search Dark Calling. Dark Calling is going to summon Malicious Bane, and then he attempts a Fusion Destiny. Alright, so why did I not cancel Dark Calling or the search for Dark Calling? The reason is because, so let's go backwards. So he still has, 4 more cards in hand. Malicious Bane is a good monster. It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So that means the Dragoon cannot pop, and if Malicious Bane attacks Dragoon and tries to crash, it doesn't get killed, right? So Dragoon would get killed and Malicious Bane not. However, he already ended his battle phase, so Malicious Bane is not a threat to me right now. And at nowhere in Malicious Bane's effect does it say it cannot be targeted. Therefore, next turn I can simply use Dark Magical Circle to banish it, right? So Malicious Bane is currently not a threat, so I'm still holding my Dragoon negate. Alright, so at this point he uses Fusion Destiny, and I assume it's for Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Let's check his extra deck. Yes, he does have Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. So at this point, it is time for Dragoon to negate. He has 3 cards in hand. One is Honest Neos, I know that for a fact, and the other 2 are unknown, right? But he's still under Gozen Match, and Destroyer Phoenix is a dark monster, so he can summon it. And then he could use Destroyer Phoenix to pop 2, like he could pop, for example, it's himself plus Gozen Match, or himself plus Eternal Soul, and then on the following turn he can try to pop a Gozen Match. So yeah, it's annoying to deal with Phoenix Enforcer once it's on the field, so negate the Fusion Destiny if you can. But yeah, obviously, maybe like, if it's his first play of the turn and you only have one negate, maybe just hold. I don't know. It's hard to say, but like in this case, given what's happened so far in the current state, yeah, this is the best point for me to Dragoon negate, I think. All right, so he doesn't get his, and then Malicious Bane uses effect. So Malicious Bane uses effect, I think, to try to kill Dark Magician, but maybe he didn't read Eternal Soul. Yeah, Dark Magician unaffected by card effects. Or all effects, yeah. Okay, so I draw Rod. Okay, so I summon Rod. I actually grab Soul Servant and I put souls on top of the deck. So why I do this? The reason I do this is because I have enough damage to OTK him, but I have to get rid of this Malicious Bane. So I grab souls so that I can send Dark Magician into the graveyard and just banish him. So he tries to, he chains Increase to basically I lose the target for banish, and then Increase will get Vion. But at this point it doesn't matter because Dragoon has 2 pops, so yeah, he can mill all he wants. It doesn't matter at this point. It's over. Yeah, I have the damage. So normally I wouldn't leave myself in this, like that was sort of a suboptimal play, like not counting for the fact that I obviously OTK, but like leaving myself with no cards in hand for Dragoon negate. Yeah, there was definitely a better play I could have made, like if it was not for the OTK potential. But I just wanted to finish the game here. I didn't want to risk just dragging out, or maybe he has another Fusion Destiny, whatever. So I just OTK him. Cool. So that worked out. Alright, so game 2. So game 2 was interesting because, here, let me swap. Alright, so I side decked for going first. So you can notice I have summon limit here. So right, so because I'm against a hero deck, I thought, oh, he made me go first in game 1. I thought he was gonna make me go first in game 2 as well. But actually, that's not the case. He actually makes me go second here, and he goes first, right? So I sided in expecting to go first, and then, he ended up going first. So this is an interesting trick that a lot of like smarter players do. So if he was like just a dummy, playing a hero deck or playing an OTK going second deck, he would just always opt to go second, right? But this guy's actually a bit smarter than the average Yu-Gi-Oh player, because what it appears is that um, my guess is, and this is something I've seen a lot of decks do, he main decks for going second so that regardless of the die roll result, he goes second in game 1. And then, if he loses or whatever, or like wins, he sides in going first cards and opts to go first, right? Thinking that their opponent will make them go. Their opponent is expecting to go first, right? So it's like a crazy mind game here. So only like good players do this, and like last week at locals, when I played former YCS champion Brian Chen, that's what he did with the Sky Striker deck. His Sky Striker deck was built main deck to go second. He made me go second, him go first, and then if he wants to go first, he can side deck his going first cards, which is very interesting. Doesn't always work out because obviously going first is still inherently stronger. But yeah, this actually works out very nicely for him. So I do lose his game. Let's see what he does. So he goes first. So his hand is not great, but he doesn't need to be great. It just needs to you can just tell what's going to happen here. Like, he's double imperms plus, which is not once per turn, and he has a max change with a normal summon Shadow Mist. So not the best hero hand, but like for going first, it's everything you need, right? So why is that? Let's see what happens. So I open up Hornet Drones. He immediately mass changes. So here comes a Dark Law, and Dark Law will make it is a one-sided Macrocosmos, right? So every card I send to graveyard will be banished instead, which sucks because then I can't make the Hornet Drones play because Kagari won't have a target, right? I get my token, and then Shadow Mist activates in the graveyard, and he grabs Honest Neo. So this Dark Law is essentially a 4900 attack Dark Law, right? So the only way to out it is for me to just pop it with Dragoon, or if I can set up Circle, Eternal Soul, and Dark Magician hand, I can summon Dark Magician and banish Dark Law, right? And the cards I have here, it's not great. So I go into Kagari because I don't have much choice. So Circle doesn't really get me anything. But so this is a foolish thing I did. So I should not have done this because so I put souls on top of the deck. All right, so there's a few reasons why this is foolish. I'll tell you why. So first, I saw Magician Souls. It was the only good card on top of my deck. Actually, I think I can look at the top cards of my deck. Yeah. So wait, trying to remember what the top cards of my deck were. I think it was like this or something. I don't know if like the top is considered this or the top is considered this. Whatever. Basically, neither top was good, right? Just not good. Oh yeah. It was this side. Yeah, these are the next cards in my deck. Yeah, like not great, right? So I saw Magician Souls, I saw Magicalized Fusion, I saw Summon Limit, right? Magicalized Fusion will do nothing for me. I already have a Summon Limit, and Magician Soul was the only card that looked decent. So my thinking here was, and this is flawed thinking, this is a mistake that I made. Oh, if I just draw Magician Souls, I can summon Dark Magician and use Circle to banish Dark Law, right? That was my thinking. However, two things are a problem here. One, to get Magician Souls, I have to use Upstart Goblin. Because I use Upstart Goblin, he can now activate Dark Law's second effect. And a lot of people forget the second effect, and it's been a while since I played against a Dark Law. So, yeah, if you read the second effect, it says, when an opponent adds a card from the deck to the hand, except during draw phase or damage step, you can banish one random card from your opponent's hand. So he's going to banish a random card from my hand, which is not good. And in this case, he hit Summon Limit, which is not good, but like, look, now that I see his hand, it would not have really made a difference. And then the other thing that I forgot, and this is another mistake I made, and honestly, like, I don't know, this is kind of brick. Like, even if I didn't draw this, whether I drew this Souls or not, I would have been screwed either way, because Souls says like to activate Soul's effect, as I have to send a spellcaster to graveyard as cost. Because Dark Law is preventing me from sending anything graveyard, I can't actually activate Soul, so it's impossible for me to bring out Dark Magician. So yeah, slight misplay, but at the end of the day, it wouldn't matter. Like whether I drew Souls or not, like I still would have been just as screwed, right? I mean, Goes and Match and Solemn Strike are decent, but like um, I don't know. Maybe the smarter thing I could have done was held Upstart Goblin, set Goes and Match, Solemn Strike, and Summon Limit, and then next turn try to bait his Dark Law's second effect, the draw, the banish a random card, and then Solemn Strike him when he does that. But so maybe I could have made a play like that. The only problem is like I still didn't have great follow up, right? Like because actually, yeah, maybe I could have won that way. Let me think. Because then I could have gone into Anaconda. Oh, but he has double imperm here. Yeah, there was no way my Anaconda was ever going to give me Dragoon. Like double imperm. Um, yeah, that probably would not have worked out. I don't know. Maybe that was a game. Maybe that did cost me the game. Actually, now that I think about it, let me see. Because I have Magical Eyes in the grave. So if he does imperm my, I guess I didn't expect him to have imperm either. I'm just thinking like, um, like I could have stalled him out with Gozen, Summon Limit, and Solemn Strike would have popped him on the following turn, assuming he doesn't OTK me. Oh no, but then he kills Kagari, and then the only um, monster I would have would be Magician Soul / Dark Magician with some floodgates. Okay, maybe I could have won this. Yeah, this is a big misplay. I could have won this. This is a winnable game. Okay, well, now you know. Like, if I had remembered Dark Law's second effects, I probably could have won. So, interesting thing to keep in mind. But anyway, let's proceed and see where this goes. So I use Kinda just to prevent Dark Law from attacking. Just stalls a turn, but he imperms me. So, also notice I set my back row to avoid these two, just in case they are column dependent. Oh, he has another mass change. Okay. Kills Kinda. Yeah, he can't chain mass change to Solemn Strike. Yeah, so I did misplay, I think. Anyway, yeah, that's why timing is important. Like, you just have to be able to like foresee these things, right? And looking back on the replay, I'm like, yeah, I definitely could have won this probably. Yeah, so I Solemn Strike Cross Crusader because Cross Crusader is like a huge extender. It would get him a lot more things. It will get him an extra body, an extra search, and then it would let him to link away. So yeah, I Solemn Strike that, and then he goes into Wonder Driver, and then I goes and match him, so he loses Wonder Driver. Yeah, yeah. At this point, like, yeah, it's I didn't Solemn Strike his Dark Law, so yeah, that was a big misplay on my part. And don't draw anything useful here. Yeah, he just Honest Neos, boosts his Dark Law, and finishes me. Okay, yeah. All right, so yeah, I guess that was an interesting replay to show because it showed that smart hero players will choose to go first sometimes, side decking and going first cards because their opponent expects to go first. And also, just goes to show how like one little misplay, right, or like not remembering Dark Law's effect, not remembering that Magician Souls can't activate under Dark Law. That could just straight up cost you a game, right? If I had been more patient and if I had just remembered the interactions, then I probably would have won. Okay, game 3. So game 3, I do choose to go first. This time, I keep the same cards. I don't side deck anything because I was already side deck for going first. And all right. So his hand is pretty good for going second. He can potentially super poly Dragoon with another with like Anaconda or whatever. Like he has Fusion Destiny to bring out Destroyer Phoenix, and if he draws one other hero monster, like Ferris can pop off in full combo, right? Meanwhile, I have a straight up winning hand, and if you don't see it, you'll see it in a bit. So summon Dragoon, grab Eternal Soul. So I set summon limit. I grab Secret Village because I sided in Terraform Secret Village, and then I play Secret Village. So at this point, the game is over. If at any point you're playing against someone and you end your turn with Dragoon, Secret Village, and Summon Limit, unless they have a Kaiju, they are not breaking this board. This is a super unbreakable board, right? There's no card they can play other than a Kaiju that will break this board. Yeah, and look at his hand. It's all spells, right? Like, I was so confident ending my turn like this. I'm just like, yeah, he's a hero deck. I have Summon Limit. I have Secret Village. He's not winning. And look, he can't, like, okay, let's see what he draws. Oh, he drew another spell. Okay, yeah, he's completely screwed. You know, he literally passes turn, end phase. I bring out Dark Magician. Yeah, this game is super over. Like, so one minor misplay, or like rather one thing I should have done is Link Dark Magician and Link Spider, summon them back, and then Link Spider would provide an extra 1,000 life points, and I would have killed them. But I was just so confident with this board. It's just like I'm just gonna, you know, I don't know. I was just like cruising. I feel like I must have been tired yesterday if I was making this many misplays. Yeah. So at this point, he finally draws a hero. He can start trying to combo off. And then increase, try to bring out Vion, and then he gets summon limited, and the game's over. He tries to attack with the Honest Neos. It doesn't matter. He gets banished. And that's it. So, yeah, a few things I hope you all learned from this match. One, make sure to always know what opponent cards do. Small little interactions can literally just swing entire games, right? And Secret Village of Spellcasters, run it. Have this in your very least side deck. You can main deck this, honestly. If you main this main deck, you know, I used to main deck this with terraforming, right? And yeah, this is an amazing card. It straight up wins you games. I think even if I didn't have Summon Limit, I probably could have won this because I could have just used Dragoon Negate or just um, I could have either Dragoon Negated Vision or I could have interrupted Eternal Soul Banished Vision. And what the hell else is gonna do? He can't play spells. Like if he had access, like he did have dark monsters, so if he could play Super Poly, I might have been in trouble. But yeah, that's the power of Secret Village. It stops everything that outs your Dragoon, Super Poly, Dark Ruin No More, Forbidden Droplet. It just says no to all those things, right? It's amazing. Please, please, please have this in your deck at the very least, the side deck. Yeah, so anyway, hope y'all learned. But yeah, I think I could have 2-0'd if I had not misplayed game 2. But that's okay, because it's always a good learning opportunity. It's good to sometimes, reflect on your losses and learn from them, right? All right, so thanks for watching. And yeah, hero decks are very respectable. One day, when the price of some of these hero cards drop, like Malicious Bane, Liquid Soldier, Increase, Ferris, and Destroyer Phoenix, I'll probably make my own hero deck and play that, because now Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer actually makes it competitive, right? And yeah, and maybe one day I'll make a hero deck profile for y'all. But anyway, yeah, Dark Magician's still the better deck in my opinion. Thanks for watching.